In the late 90s and early 2000s, television satire stayed within a very specific jurisdiction. Shows focused their crosshairs on political institutions, the news cycle, and heads of state. Established comedy institutions were built to target those in power, which left the rapidly growing pop culture sector almost entirely unchecked. When reality television flooded cable networks, it introduced a new, highly volatile brand of lowbrow celebrity to the public consciousness. This deluge of unfiltered footage created a cultural vacuum. Viewers were absorbing hours of manufactured absurdity every day, without any analytical lens to help them process it. An earlier attempt at this format, Talk Soup, had spent the 90s lampooning daytime talk shows, but the show ended in 2002 after completely failing to adapt to the new reality television boom. In 2004, the decision was made to reboot the show with a specific mandate: target the absurdities of the new reality landscape. This created a paradox. The show was funded by the E! Network, the primary distributor of the reality programming it was designed to attack. This was the show's core tension. It functioned as a pop culture antibody while remaining entirely dependent on its corporate host for survival. The network needed a host who could deliver sharp, cutting commentary without completely driving away the mainstream cable audience. They found that balance in Joel McHale, who combined a background in stand-up comedy with formal acting training. McHale utilized a deadpan, sarcastic detachment. It provided a grounding contrast to the exaggerated, manufactured emotions displayed by reality stars. He functioned as a structural upgrade for the format, a precision instrument built to dismantle reality TV tropes from the inside out. The production required massive scale. Writers and researchers sieved through hundreds of hours of chaotic television to isolate a few seconds of pure absurdity. This chart shows the distillation process. Rapid editing and recurring framing devices compressed hours of unstructured reality TV into a dense, comedic structure. This high-density system allowed the show to cover a massive volume of targets within a single episode. The show weaponized unscripted chaos, turning celebrity meltdowns and bizarre competition moments into repeatable comedic motifs. By stripping away the intended drama, the show exposed the underlying mechanical absurdity of the format. As the show's popularity grew, its unsparing format clashed directly with the network's financial interests. Production faced frequent pushback, including retraction demands from infomercial hosts and internal apologies from network executives. The highest tension involved the Kardashians. McHale repeatedly roasted the network's most lucrative property on their own airwaves. This friction became a source of strength. It proved that resonant satire requires a willingness to actively threaten its own source of funding. In the mid-2010s, the media landscape shifted. Traditional cable subscriptions entered a structural decline as on-demand streaming saw exponential growth. E! Responded by focusing almost entirely on proprietary original reality content. The network became so dependent on reality TV that it could no longer afford an internal critic attacking its primary revenue streams. The show's cancellation coincided with the collapse of the specific corporate cable ecosystem that allowed it to exist. After the show ended, its mechanics migrated into a new medium, influencing a wave of internet-native clip shows. This split-screen diagram maps the 2000s green screen set directly onto the vertical layout of a modern mobile app. The quick cuts and sarcastic distillation provide the underlying logic for modern YouTube commentators and TikTok stitch formats. Audiences no longer require a centralized weekly broadcast to mock pop culture because they have entirely absorbed the show's deconstructive methodology. This era of cable satire established the framework for how we process and critique the media we consume today.